Hello and welcome everybody to the wonderful world of Hyrule. I'm your hostess, MathGirl718, and joining me today is,
Radical Sniper 99. So we have a matchup between Ramond and TjMaelstrom. So we are off, and oh my gosh, we have quite the seed start here. We know so far already that we are in an inverted entrance randomizer with Enemizer. So lots of fun. As you can see, so it's going to be frantic to start. You know, when you do an enemy or an entrance seed, you really, you got to track a ton of stuff, just trying to figure out where you're going. And given that we're in inverted, we also have to kind of worry about, how much damage those enemies are going to be doing to us. So you see, Ramond did head and find the back of Skull Woods. And I think that actually does give us some extra info as... Let me just confirm real quick. Yes, that was the Thieves Town entrance. So this might not be an actual cross-world entrance. This might just be simple entrance rando. The big difference there is in a simple entrance rando, you'll actually own dungeons will be at dungeons, and then your connectors will only connect to, if you have like a multi-entrance area, such as Super Bunny, both entrances will be connected to each other in normal fashion. So, for example, if it was Race Game, had one of the Super Bunny entrances, and we do get, the information on our 5-6 crystals there. But as I was saying, so if one of your Super Bunny entrances was on Race Game left, the other would be on Race Game right. So that is simple. So I think we're in a simple entrance, unless we lucked out quite a bit with that first dungeon entrance check.
I mean, there's always the off chance that it was just coincidence.
Yes, that's the hard part right now, and that's one of those things that will kind of be going through our runner's mind. So both of our runners are starting off with Dark World checks. Something to keep in mind is that even though we are in our Link's House entrance was in the Light World, and thus they were bunnies, our runners, there is logical reason to go and do those checks. Those entrances can have progression required to possibly find the Moon Pearl or other items needed to find the Moon Pearl. Now, Ramond did head into Skull Woods. The important thing to recall about Skull Woods is that given its entrances and drop-downs, the Skull Woods entrances are always at Skull Woods. The only one that is the exception, of course, is that rear entrance.
Indeed, though I'm not sure how that's handled with simple. Does it still stay with Skull Woods in that case?
Yes, so the front entrances will still be related to Skull Woods. Only the back entrance, where you have to use the fire rod, will now be a dungeon.
Okay, so
or a different dungeon.
Simple, yeah. It still shuffles it.
Yes, so that entrance, as long as it is simple, that should be at least some dungeon. Obviously, we won't know for a while at this point.
I mean, unless we get a fire rod here.
Which would not be too bad. But we did get stuck with 2 Gibdos in the normal entrance for the back there for the vanilla big key spot, and oh wow, yeah, unfortunately Ramond taking a death there in the back of, or that portion of Skull Woods.
You're ahead of me. You might want to just watch the restream.
Oh, sorry. I've been trying to make sure I'm a little bit on the ball here.
Yeah, no, sorry, it's like, you're like a good couple seconds ahead of me, which means you're a couple seconds ahead of restream.
Ah, fair enough. Yeah, I know there's been some net issues for pretty much everybody given everything going on, so...
I mean, I figure it's better to have the comms a little behind than to have a slideshow.
Fair enough. So unfortunately, nothing in that vanilla big key chest. So Ramond is going to death warp out of here. Or no, sorry, gonna refill the magic. That's a very heads up play to actually get a full magic drop.
Yep. You gotta make sure that you don't accidentally despawn it though, because that can happen. I actually was counting on that magic drop once in a race and lost a bunch of time because I died because I didn't have magic for blind.
Now, ironically, TjMaelstrom did go to the arrow game to find library, and a bow is there. So we'll be looking for those boots.
And flippers. Other set of footwear.
So an important thought there is that does open up the east side of Dark World, as well as entrance to Ice Palace. Hope, we still would need a Fire Rod or Bombos medallion to actually really go inside, but it is available to check.
Yep, with it being inverted, it just stays open.
And we also did get confirmation this is a small key shuffle, as Ramond did find a small key in the pinball room of Skull Woods. So if you wanted settings, you got some crazy settings today.
So I think since it's entrance, that means it's full key sanity. I believe I heard that if it's entrance, then you either have no key sanity or full key sanity.
Correct. So yeah, and there's a big find for Ramond in Skull Woods. That was our Thieves Town big key. So a lot of options there. With that Master Sword.
Also, a good note: our stun prize is a 20 rupee.
Yeah, money's going to be in short supply here to start, and with wanting to hit, big game, and not knowing where the arrow game is, that'll be hugely important.
Hi, more of Dust Mountain. How you doing?
And TJ's in Hera. I think that was at the Swamp Palace entrance.
I mean, that's the last place I remember seeing him. Yep. And, wow, Death Mountain just seems shuffled with itself.
Yeah, that's another quirk of Simple Shuffle, is you will find that almost all of your Death Mountain checks are actually there. There's a lot of linkage based on drop-downs and the multi-entrances associated with it. So, for example, Paradox Cave has 3 connected entrances, so the only real places that have 3 connected entrances are on Death Mountain.
Yeah, makes sense. This is a very interesting Aga Tower.
So we will have 1 item check here in Aga Tower at least.
Yep. Gotta kill these enemies. So quite likely that we will only get 1 item right now since key sanity. Yep, and it's a map of Thieves Town. Maps, of course, telling you what crystals and pendants are at the dungeons that you get the maps for.
Meanwhile, Ramond is hitting up that dig game. Probably hoping to also make back the money they had to spend. That's 80 rupees for dig game, so, we'll probably try to collect at least some of it, just in case, maybe we have to make a pod play soon.
Well, again, with the 20 stun prize, it's not that big of a deal. Nice, got some 20 rupees there at the end.
Yeah, Ramond definitely, using as much time as possible to try to pick up a few extra rupees, getting back up to almost 200, so likely won't have to use stun prizes too much. Overall on TJ's side, we did see a death. I believe they were heading towards that dark shopping mall area, the Dark World version of Ice Rod Cave. The bomber enemies there are just, very random and hard to learn how to dodge well.
And we already knew about that. Never mind. Was about to say
Now,
5-6 at Pod, but
now, I wouldn't be surprised to see Ramon or TJ make a play towards the pyramid. At this point, we need to know that goal, and that's the best way to figure it out. And yes, we are in an inverted randomizer with simple entrance shuffle.
I mean, it is also a randomizer too.
Yes. Too many settings all at once.
You're not wrong about it being a randomizer. Oh lord. This is kind of scary.
Luckily got through the mini Moldorm and the mini Helma. But yeah.
Also, that rat seems just a bit beefy. I thought that the enemy house wasn't shuffled.
It was not. What this is actually a quirk.
Grasshopper.
Yes, it's an enemizer quirk where there are some enemy sprites that do overlap in terms of their values. So in this case, the rat does appear as a rat, but it has the same properties as the grasshoppers. This can also work to your advantage, whereas if you find Thieves Town within Light World, the grasshoppers have rat properties instead.
Yes, so far to the question in chat, yes, we have an inverted enemizer with simple shuffle thus far.
Yeah, we're not sure about the situation with the bosses, so this could also be a boss shuffle, but we'll have to wait a bit for that.
Yep. Alright, and Fairy Fountain.
One of the things you learn doing entrance seeds, there are a lot of fairy fountains in this game.
Yeah, no, there are. And a lot of useless caves where you're just like, what the heck is this for?
So TJ is trying to find a way back to the other side of Skull Woods to possibly continue checking out entrances or, work along the North Dark World. This can be hit or miss. There are ways where you can actually be locked to the back half of the Skull Woods area, or the Dark Woods kind of portion of the map. So luckily this time there is a way to get back to the front from the back.
Oh jeez. Also, vanilla softlock key, even though it's not guaranteed to be there. Or is it an entrance? You know what? Actually, I think an entrance it still is.
Yes,
I don't think entrance is updated yet.
I think outside of the customizer, it is still customary to have a small key there.
Yeah. Entrance is still a little behind the times.
So Ramon did stop at that Dark Lumberjack house to find a shop and was able to stock up on some bombs. And we are seeing everybody's favorite enemies, the Dead Rocks.
Define favorite.
Favorite of the audience?
Fair enough.
I mean, I'm glad I don't have to see Dead Rocks right now.
Ooh, Mimic Cave at the Dark Sanctuary. Oh, I'm sorry. Apparently I forgot to set key sanity to true on this.
So what we have so far is an inverted, simple entrance shuffle, enemizer, and it is full key sanity.
Yep. Also, TJ needs to be a little careful. Although, could just take a Death Warp and get the health refill.
Meanwhile, Ramond is working towards the Dark Shopping Mall. Hopefully, is able to make it into those entrances. Luckily, avoids that BMOS. And quite the reward. We found Paradox.
Ooh,
Sorry,
nice.
Mini Moldorm Cave.
This is nice. So gonna get 5 items in here. We got bombs, map to desert, small key to castle tower, and a big key to eastern. And lamp! We got a lamp!
Yeah, now that's a great find this early. It could also indicate some plays required to head up to Dark Death Mountain, but we're not sure of that yet.
I mean, let's be honest, nobody wants to do Enemizer Dark Rooms, especially with Entrance Shuffle.
Exactly. In any Enemizer setting, tricks that you normally would feel tempted to use, fake flippers and darkroom navigation, are really not in your best interest just because you don't know. Very easy to kind of get caught off guard by a crystal roller, or one of the rollers, or a pokey, or a Lionel, or a chain chomp. Yep. Very easy to take a death in those kinds of rooms. So, maybe later this week we'll see some standard start with an Enemizer, and a standard escape Enemizer is one of the more dangerous setups.
Have they not? Is that just the other site that has the fix where it's standard Enemizer just has, like, regular enemies and escape? I can't remember anymore which site has which things.
I'm not sure. You can pretty much see anything in escape. There are definitely possibilities that are worse than you can think about, so. But we are going to see an Ice Palace check here to find out what dungeon is inside Ice, or I'm wrong, never mind. I thought we might have seen what Ice Palace was, because it could have been a dungeon that we could actually clear at this point. But instead, we are going to head up towards the pod area and probably Pyramid. Okay, so we over by pod, we found Ice Rod Cave and the Moon Pearl inside. So nice time to find Light World navigation. I would expect to see Ramond head back up to that Link's House start point and start clearing out Light Death Mountain, because I think Ramond did find Paradox Cave up there. So well worth it.
Yep, and we're gonna get to see what crystals we need for Ganon, or what our goal is anyway. And Green Rupee, we're not checking. Oh, that's not there anymore, right? That's on
Right.
On.
I make that same mistake myself a lot too. It's very tempting to say that that's where it should be, but yeah, the castle. Yes, in inverted seeds, there are 2 signs. One will be to the left of the Agate Tower door, and that will tell you the GT entrance. And the right door will tell you your Ganon requirement.
But, let's see, we got Ganon's Tower small key.
So yeah, not much in Paradox 2. Hopefully the 5 gives us a few more items to work with. Just a little bit harder on the enemies.
Oh lord. those Hinox do die in one bomb, if it's not their own anyway. A bottle with a fairy. A book. That's an interesting find. A small key to CT. Oh, we found both the castle tower small keys. That's a little scary. So that's actually Again access. If we can find the tower anyway. Actually, we already found the tower now, right?
Yeah, TjMaelstrom did find Castle Tower, so that, and with the lamp and the moon pearl, that might be a worthwhile play to make.
Oh man. Yeah, with that lamp and a sword. Actually, you don't even need a better sword or the cape for Aga Tower in inverted.
Exactly.
Even if it's not entrance, because it just, you need something to cut the curtain with and something to light the way, basically.
Exactly. So, you'd be sinking a few minutes just to get to Light World, but it might be worthwhile at this point, depending on how many entrances we still have left.
It might still be required.
Now, Ramond did find the Old Man Cave, where he would be, so that actually tells us where that entrance will be when we find it.
Yep.
Or when we rescue the old man.
That's always on the mountain.
Yes.
So, let's see. That, I'm not sure what cave that is.
That is the back of Old Man Cave.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's where, yeah, I recognize that now.
So luckily there are still a few entrances left here on Light Death Mountain that we're going to get to see, but it looks like, just based on the connectors, so Ramon did find one end of Bumper Cave, so we will see where the other side goes.
Why does that bunny sprite look like a little piggy?
I am not entirely sure. But unfortunately, our other side of Bumper Cave only gives us the spiral cave entrance. Important thing to remember about those entrances, though, that because this is an inverted seed, mirroring will put that entrance onto the bridge of Dark Death Mountain. So if we need to get, those two entrances are technically parts of a dungeon, as well as the middle one, which is traditionally Laser Bridge. So given that this is a simple shuffle, all those are dungeon entrances. It could be one of a few different dungeons. We could be seeing Desert Palace there, or Hyrule Castle on the bridge and the Turtle Rock entrance. The Laser Bridge entrance could be randomized to really any dungeon, though.
Also, you're not guaranteed to get a mirror before going into that dungeon, if it is like TR. Sometimes you're just stuck with a mirror on Laser Bridge.
Yes. So it's, there's a lot of, because of all the different modes that we're dealing with here, there's just so much that our runners have to be aware of and try to, navigate around. This is not an easy set of modes right now. We're still on 3 hearts and doing a lot of navigation of Overworld, and there are just, well, there you go. Pod area, we've got a Pokey and a couple of rollers already.
TJ is still missing the Moon Pearl. Where was that?
So that was by the Pod Cave. So the cave just south of this area, not down by the pegs.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Yeah. So he will need to get over to there.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and that is there is swimming involved to get there through the waters by Ice Palace. And
that is in logic, though.
Yeah, it's in logic. So not out of the question. It's just swimming through the Ice Palace waters is There's a
Scary.
lot of enemies, yeah, especially on 3 hearts right now.
So many rollers.
Yeah, and this is going to be one of the dangers. We're coming up on Kiki, and it is very possible that you
Lord.
could have some tough ways to get to Kiki. Luckily, Ramon does have that cape, so worst case, pull out that cape and just go through with invincibility. But it looks like the enemies weren't too mean on the walk up to Pod.
Yep. And successfully got Kiki up there, and is gonna get battered by this mini Helmosaur on the way in.
Luckily, still
And
able to
it's
get through the
Pod.
door. Okay, vanilla Pod, why not? Now, this is the only in-logic check within Pod, but well worth it. Blue Mail definitely is appreciated this early in this race. As we've heard a lot throughout this, all these mystery or all these seeds in general for the last couple of weeks, that's like doubling your health.
Yep.
And it looks like Ramon is going to head to the Bowlock side of Pod, which means we're either going to get a potion or a bottle glitch or a mimic clip.
Enemizer.
Oh, duh, yeah. We don't need necessarily a bow. I believe in terms of the logic of the game, it still thinks you would need a bow to access these items, although physically you can access them. You're right.
And these are very killable enemies. These less so.
Yeah, sand demons will definitely catch a runner off guard.
Yep, also small key to Pod. That's interesting. There are 6 keys in Pod. There's the big key to Desert.
So yes, we are almost half an hour in and only 3 hearts, but I would say as somebody who enjoys entrance rando, I would be overjoyed at the fact that I've got a moon pearl and a lamp this early.
It could still be harder. Is Expert an option again in Ida Pool?
Expert is not available for entrance seeds. The worst it can get in terms... actually, this can't even be a hard seed. Given we found a mail upgrade, we know that it is not a hard item either.
Man, so we're just getting unlucky with the health. It's $sign League weights, I believe.
So that is going to do it for the pod check. And as we can see, TJ is getting to that cave, so they will have the moon pearl momentarily.
Yep. Well, hey, at least we're not gonna have Moon Pearl and Light World shenanigans.
I don't know. I personally find bunny shenanigans to be the one of the most charming portions of an entrance seed.
I have played enough No Logic to not like bunny shenanigans.
Logical bunny shenanigans are fine.
I mean, if you can call anything logical to No Logic.
Well, that's why I'm referring to League.
Yeah, no, just no. Just no.
So, to anybody who's not played Entrance too much, when you're going through Entrance Rando, Light World Traversal or Bunny Traversal is actually in Logic and sometimes required for these seeds.
Look where Ramond is.
Yeah, we are getting that Aga Tower play, so this is definitely well worth it. This will open up a ton.
And I think at this point it pretty much has to be required anyway.
Yeah, looking over I just have an entrance tracker in front of me. I don't think there's anything we haven't really seen Ramond clear at this point, so it is a worthwhile play to head up here.
Yep, and gonna get a couple items along the way.
And Ramond is playing it very
small.
smart and safe here. Using that lamp and the boomerang to just deal with any of these enemies, because really anything can get in the way, and you don't want to get caught off guard in the dark rooms. You know, even with a lamp, it is very difficult to see what's coming your way. One of those enemies we are seeing a lot of are those little shadow enemies. And we're actually seeing a great strat here, a lot of pause buffering to try and, minimize the risk.
That spike could be a slight issue. Okay, gets around it. Yes, we have a tracker. Drosy is tracking, I believe. It's either Drosy or Floyd, I can't remember.
It is Drosy today.
Okay.
But we are almost through this very precarious Aga Tower climb and coming up on Aga.
Yep. So, how many blue balls do you think it's gonna be? I'm gonna say 15, like I always say.
I mean, I think some people might enjoy such a thing, but I play to averages of a 3 or a 4. I'm not a very adventurous soul, I guess, in my guesses.
I mean, 15 is a 1 in 32,768 chance. So, yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, very unlikely. But this will place us at the top of Hyrule Castle and thus give us information on the GT entrance as well as our goal for this seed. That'll be on the right sign for the goal.
I mean, unless you're that one guy who's gotten it twice in an MMG run. I forget what his name is. Poor dude, though.
And it looks like we are avoiding the 15.
Rip. Someday, I tell you, someday.
We are still having a decent number of blue balls, just not that. So TJ did find their second castle tower key, so we might be seeing a play back to Aga Tower soon because they do have all the items necessary for it. But they're still doing a little bit of Dark World navigation. I'm not sure where they're headed at this point.
Somewhere. Also, I just remembered it's Scrivo, who got 2 15 blue ball NMG runs.
This might be... I don't know if TJ actually got a chance to visit the pyramid, so this might be where they're going. Or Dark Potion Shop? Okay.
Good question.
Oh, Sick Kid was at Dark Potion Shop.
Oh, nice. 10 blue balls, according to Drosy. Also, we got a Crystal Thieves Town.
So 4 crystals to enter that center door, which is usually
Dungeons! It's all dungeons!
Oh, wow. Everybody buckle in. We're going to have a long race here. And we do find out that Hyrule Castle is the front 3 entrances to TR. So that right side was the big key. The left side is our eye room. So that means the front door of Hyrule Castle should be the front of TR.
So even if that Agate Tower wasn't required for, Light World.
That GT hole is very interesting, though. So on the left side of Hyrule Castle is an entrance. That is the hole that you would usually come out of on Pyramid. Well, that entrance was the magic bat.
Oh,
so
geez.
Depending on if the batter has something today, we might need to see GT sooner rather than later. And we don't know where GT is. That GT entrance that is 4 crystals could just be a different dungeon. It could be the back of Desert, Thieves Town. There's a lot of choices for that one. And we will need to clear all of them.
Oh, hey, there's Turtle Rock.
So yeah, there was that front of TR that we were talking about.
Oh my goodness, this is messy. Oh hey, there's the dam drain.
Really good find, especially because we were actually really close to the dam anyway. When you're in an entrance seed, you only have to drain the dam once, and then it will stay drained the rest of the seed.
Yep. And hi, Chompy. What are you doing here?
Luckily, that chain chomp is well out of our way. No worries.
Did we catch how many crystals it was for a GT entrance?
Yes, it was 4 crystals for that one.
Also, that's not even guaranteed to be GT, is it? Huh.
Correct. That could turn out to be any number of dungeons at this point. So, actually, I did a seed last night that pretty much mirrors the exact settings on this one, just minus the enemizer portion. And that was the back of a dungeon. I think it was like the back, or I'm forgetting which one it was.
Short.
But yeah.
Alright, time for TJ's blue ball game. Gonna be the same amount of blue balls, but he doesn't know how many they are.
Raylan, it's not guaranteed to be Laser Bridge, actually. That entrance is not considered required to be the last TR entrance. The way that the entrance works there is it's only the couple entrances that have to be where they are.
I think he was speculating that it could be.
Oh, okay. Not a bad speculation.
Ooh, actually, you just gave me an idea for a mode.
Now, the big thing here in terms of a mobility is that glove. There are a lot of entrances. Oh, we got Hype Cave. Okay, we got Hammer and a small key to GT are the big prizes here, as well as a heart. We're up to 4 hearts finally. The Hammer's nice. Unfortunately, it doesn't give us a lot of new mobility options. But we are also going to get a Bombos tablet check.
Yep, and it has a heart container.
Now, Ramond might check that desert entrance. At this point, I think we haven't seen, Arrow Game. Luckily, Ramond does have plenty of money, so not going to play that today. But yeah, we are going to get to see the front entrance to Desert. At this point, it could be either Hyrule Castle or Desert Palace. But yes, that glove is huge in Entrance Tracker. There are entrance modes. There are a lot of entrances in your overworld that require that glove to check.
Hey, Hyrule Castle. Did TJ just skip checking that it was all... Oh, wait, didn't he already check all dungeons?
I think he's just checking these entrances right now. I don't know if... I might have missed if TJ did check that out. And TJ is actually going to head into TR. Now, while there isn't a lot we can do, we can actually get that key off of the Pokey and maybe check Lava Island. And we can also check out Chain Chomp Room, which will be hopefully less scary today.
Yeah, it's hard to make Chain Chomp Room any more scary than it is in vanilla. Small key to Skullwoods. So interestingly, to fight Moth, you logically require all 3 small keys. Logically.
To your point, Drosy, I'm not entirely sure, because I thought that since the... Oh, I guess TR is a very special case. You're right. Sorry, all 4 of the entrances are technically linked together, so it is an interesting case, to say the least.
Alright, let's see what's in Dark Cross, though. And the
We are
lava
getting-
chest.
Yeah.
10 arrows.
Very nice navigation, though, from TJ there to get to that item. A lot of really annoying enemies in that room.
Though I'm not sure I agree with checking lava chest in Key Sanity. Unless it's like you have to.
Well, given the fact that the, we know where the front entrance is of TR, we know where the big chest and the eye room are, I don't think it's a terrible idea because you actually have reduced key needs for this dungeon.
Yeah, but it can really bite you in the butt.
I mean, at this point, we just need 2 more small keys, really, to get to Trinex. And we haven't found a single one in the item pool yet, so there are still 4 out there. So we're only really looking for 2 to full clear TR at this point.
Yeah, true. Also, we are 43 minutes in and we only have a couple items on the tracker.
Welcome to Entrance. This is one of those modes, or Entrance with Key Sanity. This is definitely one of those modes that is a very slow burn, especially at the beginning. It's a lot of entrance checking, trying to find what you can, and then eventually what will just happen for our runners is they'll take a look and go, oh, I'm in go mode. And we will just see them checking off dungeons very rapidly.
I mean, yeah, that sounds about right. We still don't even know if it's a boss shuffle.
But it does look like Ramond is going to try to find that out. I think this is a very smart move. We got that Hera big key. Let's go try to take out Hera.
In before Trinex.
I don't think Trinex is
no,
available.
it can't. No, it can't here. Could be something. Helmasaur would be bad.
Helmasaur is very frequent. Vitreous, I think we've seen a lot of up here usually.
Vinny
Mothula
has good strats though for.
Yeah, unfortunately, it just Master Sword and 5
so-
parts. It's a little extra dangerous, even with good
Also,
strats.
hi to Lionel.
Yeah, Lionel by the big chest. Oh no.
That's gonna be interesting. Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
But Ramond does have that cape out, so taking it as safe as possible.
TR small.
And here we go. Let's find out what our first boss of this seed is going to be. And are we in a boss shuffle?
Alright, it is a Moldorm, a one-eyed Moldorm.
So this is neither confirmation or of anything. You know, it's very possible you could roll into a Moldorm here.
Yes, we have Inverted Enemizer, Key Sanity, Simple Entrance Shuffle. Am I forgetting anything?
I think you've got it all. Normal item pool.
Yeah, that too. All dungeons. For all dungeons.
So TJ using that portal in front of the pyramid, or the moat, I guess, for the pyramid, and checking out this entrance. It's actually a vanilla uncle spot.
Yep. And 300 rupees there. Always nice to find money. Zora can still have stuff.
Yeah, and for TJ, that's a good find. They unfortunately have not really grinded out as much money. Ramond does have over 700 rupees at this point, so pretty much well set for any of the possible purchases required still. Starting to see some of our... Oh, we found the potion shop, and we know where that mushroom is in TR, so that could prove important. Hopefully TJ does head to turn that in and gets to find out what might be on the mushroom.
Yep.
And you are seeing some of
mirror.
the... Oh, wow. We are seeing some of the changes associated with Inverted. So we saw it at Ice Palace, where the front door is, or that front wall is opened. You see it there with Cave 45, where that's lowered. There are other changes throughout. We'll also notice it for, oh, Spiral Cave.
Spiral Cave. Fun. No boots Spiral Cave.
But luckily we know that the other side will be race games, so this can be, you know, this can be comboed for 2 checks. Just going to be a bit slower, given that we are following the anti-fairy.
Yep. Alright.
So we definitely want 1 glove for this. We will need a glove for sure to finish this race. One of the little cool things about...
Oh! Boots!
Wow, great find. One of the cool little things about Inverted is we might never need the Titan's Mitts. Technically, only 1 entrance in this mode is actually blocked by Titan's Mitts. Everything else is accessible without them. And
hard blocked anyway. There are some places that can be based on. Also, thank you for the raid, and there's our bow.
Yeah, so very heads up play by Ramond there, remembering, hey, Archery Game had the library for that first bow, so there we go. I expect, did we see Blacksmith? I might have missed it earlier.
I can't remember.
So if we did find it, unfortunately I don't have that in my notes. But it looks like we did find it because Ramond is mirroring to pick up Jeremiah and go back to the light world. So I guess we will see a blacksmith turn in soon.
Yep. Key Sanity, 4 dungeons for GT entrance in all dungeons, and it's simple shuffle.
We did find Blind's Hut here. And the small key to desert, very nice find.
Yep. And I guess we're gonna check Lumberjack area first, and then
Lumberjack house, unfortunately nothing for us today. But is the Lumberjack? We do have that Aga kill already, so not the worst.
So that's back of escape Lumberjack.
So that'll actually work out nicely for Ramond here. Going to head up that way and be able to quickly check out, what's in the back of escape.
Also, hi, random chicken.
And here, okay, there's one of our thieves, our rupee caves.
Yep.
I was about to say there's Chicken Hut, but no, entrance rando.
Flute, hi! Yeah, somehow we're 51 minutes in it and we still only have a max of 6 hearts. Yup. Small key to Hyrule Castle, a heart container, and 20 rupees. But more importantly, we found Saha. Alright, let's see what's here. Oh, it's the Ganon drop at Lumberjack. Or not Bat Cave. Alright then. And I think we're gonna get a ped check. And 5-6 at Eastern, Pendant at Desert, and a regular Crystal Hera.
So at the Smith house, we did find that Luck Fairy, but we're not going to go for any upgrades.
Aw, just a little piece of love on the pedestal. Oh well, it's all dungeons. It wouldn't be as exciting anyway.
We did find that Smith location for that turn-in, so that's great.
Alright. And there's the well. Small key to Meyer. Oh, hey, there's a Venus cave. Small key to Pod. Pod small key is always good.
Yeah, we're starting to build up a little bit of a collection of those.
I mean, there's 6 in the game, and all 6 are logically required for the boss. Hey, it's a shovel.
Well, I think we're gonna see Ramond head in to pick that up, just in case.
Yeah, good idea.
So the real key separator here is those boots and that hammer that Ramond has found. We did have TJ find that mushroom in TR, working through a little bit there, but we haven't, I don't believe we've seen what that is, so.
So, not all bosses require the keys to get to. For example, Vidi, I don't think logically requires any.
Correct. And then Mothula does technically require all 3. Cold Stare is an interesting case. In a non-key sanity mode, you can have a key on Cold Stare, but that means that that dungeon would have required your Cane of Samaria.
I mean, even in Key Sanity, it can be locked by Cold Stare. Pretty sure.
Yes. So there are definitely some bosses that you can get away with not finding all your small keys. And really, you know, for our runners, they're going to try to minimize the need for those extra small keys. Thieves Town is a very interesting case.
Blind does logically need the small key because of interesting things you can do with the small key under the pot.
Yeah. You can also tell if that dungeon is hammerlocked based on that.
Oh, we're talking about logical requires. Also, yeah, Pet is dead. We did see that earlier. Yeah, you could lock yourself out of the attic and by extension lock yourself out of the boss.
Yeah, best way to always think about how a key sanity seed works is imagine that you use your keys in the dumbest possible way. And that is the intention. That's how the keys will shake out.
Yup. Oh, jeez. Alright, let's see.
We are about to see that back of Hyrule Castle check. And this is actually going to work out from a routing perspective. Rather than running all the way up to check out the... to check out what that Sanct Chest is, Ramond is going to go in from the back and then come out in the Sanctuary and run out that way instead.
Nothing here in back of escape. You know,
yes,
I'm not...
if in a boss rando, if Blind is the boss of Thieves, Blind will just be there.
The multi-world site has a lot of cool things, like the new key drop shuffle mode. I'll check out some of that stuff.
So that flute location, though, was very convenient. For anybody who's not too well-versed in Inverted, you still have to activate the flute in Light World to use it in the Dark World. So that's perfect location.
Yep. Just right there. So, interesting note, based on what somebody said in chat about putting the maiden in a random place. In the normal randomizer, if you ever want to restart the script, you can just go grab the maiden again.
Ramon checking out Graveyard Ledge. As TJ does find that Ganon spot over in the blacksmith. And given all the entrances we found so far, Ramon's saying, you know what, I'm just dropping down here. I know what's left in terms of my drops. So that had to be the Lumberjack, and it's just for that fire shield.
Yep. Alright. Wow, so where's all our stuff?
Well, at this point, I think we're gonna see some dungeon dives. Specifically, you know, we do have access to the eastern area, so probably gonna check there. We haven't seen the Mire area, I believe, which we do have access to now. actually multiple ways. We could use the mirror to mirror from desert, or we could flute there from Dark World.
Yep, and we also can kill the desert boss if it's there, logically. Some fun stuff. Also, I still love how mirrors in Checkerboard Cave. That's just like so mean.
So yeah, unfortunately we haven't found a lot of the rears of our dungeons.
I don't see how TJ could have not realized its simple entrance yet.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there, Vortex. It's definitely one of those things you look at it and you go, if I'm on the case that this has got to be a simple entrance shuffle, and there's our last shield on Potion Shop.
I mean, it's clearly not, not no entrance, and it's pretty clear it's not crossed. And those are the only two options in League.
And there's Meyer in Eastern Palace.
Nice. Though, whatever's at the Meyer entrance itself, and like the vanilla Meyer entrance, we're not going to be able to see what dungeon that is yet. No medallions.
And Ramond didn't actually head into Meyer yet. We do have access, technically. The boots will allow us to bonk over, and we do have ways to check a lot of items in Misery Mire, but we're going to skip it for now. But yes, those boots are a huge boon right now for Ramond. A lot of time, and here is... I don't know if we're going to get a... Are we going to be able to hammer you up? I don't think so in this seed now. That is one of the worst enemies to find on that bridge.
Sure you can. You just gotta be a little, you gotta kill some stuff first. And do it quickly.
Yeah, unfortunately, each minute where Ramond has those boots and has had them for quite a while, where TJ does not go to race game to pick them up, is just going to further set TJ behind in this case. It's a real tough situation.
You know what else? There are Bonk Rocks locations. There's a few of them. I at least know it's free. I think there's more though.
And one of the interesting ones right now could just be, the need for Meyer. Just the ability to bonk over a gap in certain locations. We find Hookshot Cave, we found Meyer. If we find GT, left side of GT, we can get to the Firebar room.
Yeah, map chest is in logic with boots. Oh my gosh, there's the hammer. Oh, I guess we got that earlier and I missed it. Wow.
Yeah, so Ramond is heading to what we believe is going to be Helmasaur, unless we lucked out with that first boss at the top of Hera.
I mean, I think there's only 5 bosses that can be at Hera.
So at this point, if we do find Helmasaur here in Pod, I think that might kind of put an end to the thought that this is a boss shuffle, but we've still got a chance.
Yep. Alright, so we'll see though.
Unfortunately, that mini that turtle room had a few rats, and those were crickets. So
also ether for the Meyer entrance.
Meyer Shed is our pyramid fairy though, and we get red mail, and it is okay. This does appear to be vanilla bosses at this point.
Yes, most likely. So, yep. Just enemy shuffle.
But very nice kill by Ramond on the Helmasaur King for our second dungeon and one of our 5/6 crystals.
And the big key of Meyer.
Well, that is a very, I'm not going to call it a lucky find, but very nice find. I wonder if this kind of pulls Ramond into the thought of maybe I should check Meyer. That's 7 items I can check right now.
Quite possibly. Although, without Samari, well, yeah, I guess he's doing it.
It's just we can't kill Vitreous right now. You know, it hurts to not be able to finish this dungeon fully, but when you have all these item checks, you kind of want to hit them.
I know, but Samaria's Meyer. Oh.
Realistically, this is a pretty easy dungeon to get back to, and given, you know, we have a decent number of keys already, it's not the hardest dungeon to still get back into and go to the basement.
Oh, hi, Chompies. It looks like Chain Chomp Room got moved from Turtle Rock to Meyer. And got a little upgrade, too. Big Kiahara, or TJ. Yeah, Key Sanity pretty much is just like double dip the dungeons.
Yeah, and in this case, it's, you know, we can do everything else. You know, this is a logical play from a double dip perspective. You're not too worried about, you know, missing a lot. So.
Though, interestingly, unless the big key is on the left side, it logically requires all 3 small keys.
Now, what we are seeing from TJ here is they did find that Hyrule Castle small key and decided, you know, oh, I can just go to the back of Escape this way. So, unfortunately, that's going to further kind of push them away from finding those boots.
Hey, bombs in the vanilla big key chest.
So nothing really on the left side of Meyer. Hopefully, you know, we find something better on the right side. We do have the bridge, the spike room, the big chest, and the room right outside that big chest. Oh, and we still have this one here.
The left side of Meyer has more requirements. It requires all 3 small keys logically. Also, nice dash thing. Door extension shenanigans that should definitely not be minor, but you know.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot more uses of the door extension glitches in these modes. This is definitely one of the newer ones that's starting to pop up a lot more. As we still haven't really found anything. We did get that small key for Meyer. Another small key for Pod, so that might mean, hey, do we want to head back into Pod to maybe check out the Dark Maze?
Yeah, I mean, we could.
And we're right here. And there's the big prize. So you do need those boots. The boots are required hard in this seed because that is how you get that hook shot. That is, yeah, that's going to be a really huge deal going forward. You know, TJ will likely find the Meyer entrance, but without boots has no way to get in.
Has he really not seen the boots?
Did not check race game as Vortex was saying earlier. This seems to be that maybe TJ didn't realize it was simple shuffle and skipped the connector for Spiral Cave.
Oh god.
You know, in a cross-world entrance shuffle, one of the first things you a lot of runners in cross-world entrance shuffle will tell you is you might not want to follow connectors early because it could pull you away from where you want to be. In this case, because it's simple, you know those connectors are linked to their locations, so it is more important to make those plays and follow connectors.
Yeah, like Vortex is seeing, he saw them there, but doesn't know that Spiral... Where's Mirror? Because Mirror would get him those two. Or, no, because this is inverted. Never mind. Yeah, no, he needs to go to Spiral Cave.
Yep, that's the only way in there, so unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit. Hopefully TJ does, not wait too long and does remember, hey, I do have that entrance I forgot to follow. I didn't follow that thread of checking out Spiral Cave. Got that hobo check, and it's mapped to Ice Palace. By the way, Ramond does have 2 crystals right now. As we said earlier, it is a 4 crystal GT.
Yep.
So we could be seeing that entrance sooner rather than later. There are still a lot of dungeons to find. We haven't found GT yet either.
I mean, they're all gonna be in dungeon locations, so there's that.
And realistically, one of our bigger issues here might actually be the lack of that glove.
Yeah, no, we still have no gloves. You're absolutely right. Do have Mirror to check laser, or the whole of, Turtle Rock, though.
Yeah, and we did see our runners get to that east side Death Mountain with a lot of access there, so we do know it is possible to check, those Dark World or Dark Death Mountain entrances usually associated with TR.
Yep. So let's see what's here in Mini Moldorm Cave. It is Fortune Cave. Alright, Zora, are you gonna be a scam fish today, or are you gonna have something good? You're gonna be a scam, of course you are.
Ramond, though, has plenty of money at this point, so no real concern.
Alright, let's see what's here.
Yeah, we are going to get those bonkable rock checks both in Light and Dark Worlds.
Oh my, that is a very interesting chicken hut.
Chicken Hut is always an adventure in Enemizer. One of the least scary rooms in the game can quickly become worrying just based on, how we get those enemies shuffled in.
Yeah.
Luckily, only 3 guards, and we still got 1 chicken, so...
Goodness. Surprise
I think
QG. Huh?
So I guess the question is, what is the play here? Where would you go, given what you have at this point?
First of all, I'd check what's at Ice Palace.
We did. Ice Palace was Aga Tower.
Oh. Oh, right. Never mind. Gosh, it's hard to keep track of everything.
Yeah, I'm pretty much commentating almost how I'd run one of these with my like entrance setup and trying to keep track.
Also, have we seen Dark World Shopping Mall yet?
Yes, we did see those two. The Ice Rod Cave was where we found. I forget what we found there, but we did check those. Yeah, so what we know, for those of you who are just joining us, this is Mystery Week of Link to the Past Randomizer League. It is an inverted, simple entrance shuffle, basic enemizer with a full key sanity, 4 crystal GT entrance with an all dungeons Ganon requirement. So, a lot of settings.
Oh, we're getting check a Mimic Cave.
Oh, good call there. Very heads up to remember that we weren't able to do this earlier.
Glove! It's a glove!
And that really changes things in this seed. This, this gives Ramond huge navigational choices. In terms of light world, dark world access, a lot of our traditional entrances are there. And here we go with the Death Mountain checks.
Oh, back desert. Might as well go ahead and complete this while we're here. It is all dungeons.
Yeah, and that does mean, it's very likely that we'll get a full clear of all of Desert because the other side of the bridge should be one of the front entrances of the dungeon. And thus, we will have a full clear of Desert.
Yes, we have a 4 crystal GT and all dungeons Ganon.
So in terms of advantages here, TJ does have the hammer, so it is just a question of when does TJ return to Dark Chapel or Dark Sanct to get that glove. The bigger issue here is still that the boots that were at the race game that led to our hookshot in Mire.
Yep.
Very nice kill on Landmolus. For our Fire Rod, okay, so that means Back of Skull Woods technically is in logic when we find it. Oh wait, sorry, we do know that's at Reefstown. So Ramond could head back to there to finish off Moth.
So, do you need one more small key for logical Moth access?
True. I doubt our runners will care too much. Usually that's not, I think that's an argument you make to yourself in a very low percent clear. If you're starting off an inverted seed and you've only found one small key to Skull Woods, you might say, it's not in logic, so I don't want to go do it yet. But given that, we're on blue mail or red mail and getting closer to full row of hearts, I think it's not something that'll enter our runner's mind.
Yeah, no, it's just something to consider. Plus, there's a lot of small key logic that's very not well known. Alright. Not really getting much here.
No, I do expect we're going to see Ramond check out the other exits from Desert to see if maybe one of them puts us at Turtle Rock's front entrance, because that also gives top of Death Mountain access.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep, look what he's doing now.
Yep, so we do have all the items out of Desert Palace. but we're going to check out these other entrances and hopefully find one that puts us right there. There is our TR entrance, and that puts us right here for some nice checks.
Yep. And hey, we got semi-vanilla hookshot cave. Just a little bit reversed. Swamp small. That's very necessary.
Yeah, and since we do have
Oh, hi! Hi! Okay, double dip mire absolutely hard required. Well, hard-ish in quotations required. Unless you want to hover.
So yeah, this chain of events is, really going to be huge going forward. But Ramond was about to go through that connector. I think realized, I don't have to do it. Oh wait, is dropping down. I'm guessing Ramond is going to check out that GT entrance. Because that is a dungeon, and since we're only down to a few dungeons we actually haven't seen yet. We haven't seen Thieves, we haven't seen Ice, and we haven't seen Swamp or Eastern, so I would very much expect us to see one of those very soon.
At least TJ's gonna get locked out of some Mario lock portions of Turtle Rock.
And we have Thieves Town. We don't have the small key to Thieves, but we do have that big key. So I this is still a dungeon. You pretty much are just going to gamble on the big chest being nothing.
All right. Well, let's do this. Gosh, so that feels really bad for TJ, because that spiral cave locks not only boots, but hookshot in mire leads to Samaria. Oh, just a first 4 check for Ramond.
I thought they did have the big key, so I'm kind of surprised by this move.
Tracker says he does.
And I did just check Ramond's own stream, and they have it marked on theirs as well. So I'm not sure why we're dipping out.
Maybe hoping to find the small key first.
Okay, I understand your point, Vortex, on that one. I don't disagree that it's an easy return. So, we are still a long way from go mode.
Yep.
We need at least that Ether Medallion for Misery Mire. We do need Ice Rod. And we are short... we're short at least a big key to TR.
Ganon Goal is all dungeons. And GT entrance is 4 crystals, so...
Oh, and we did find out earlier that the Ganon hole drop down on top of Hyrule Castle will be the magic bat.
Yep. Alright, so we are getting a back at Thieves Town check from TJ. TJ, you might want to hit that switch again.
Here we go with some of our liftable rock checks. We do find that graveyard ledge cave for a small key to Ice Palace.
Yep. Alright, so... do need one small key for a logical boss access. Yeah, we got Piece of Heart here. So I'm really curious, where, like, we feel so close to go mode, yet so far at the same time.
Yeah, just trying to analyze kind of where we are. We do have access to complete. We can complete Mire, and that would be a logical full clear. We can beat Skull Woods, so that's 2 dungeons we can actually take down right now.
Yeah.
So, you know, we could have access to that GT entrance.
Well, we're checking Desert entrance right now.
I think we did this one earlier. Or am I wrong? I guess we didn't?
Oh yeah, we did. We did.
So this is a play to check out the back of Desert entrance, because we now have that glove.
And time to kill Blind. Being crushed by big objects is depressing. You don't say. Ooh, got off script. Oh my gosh, it's GT! Well, we're in for a ride.
And at this point, it will just be the basement of GT that we're going to see all of. We did not find the GT big key yet.
Yep. Oh, hey, Swamp Big Key on, Blind. Only required for 1 chest in Swamp. Ramond, just put on your cape and grab a wall. And it's the bug net. Alright. And we'll see what's here in Compass Room in a minute. And triple bombs, 20 rupees, small key to pod, and 5 rupees. Not gonna get the small key? Interesting. Then again, I guess he's got more than enough anyway.
Yeah, we found all 4 of the small keys to GT at this point, so, you know, based on routing availability, we can live without grabbing that extra one.
Yeah.
But we're about to get a lot of checks on this left side.
Yep. And there's the map, a pod. We already knew what it was. Oh, hey, Mitz! Welcome. Oh, Ice Rod. Okay, that is required. and a small key dice.
So the mitts will be nice from a routing perspective. It might make some of our movement a little bit quicker, but as we were talking about, it's not usually required in these types of inverted seeds.
And before it's something required in King's Tomb.
Exactly.
Had to think there for a second what that was called.
So yeah, in terms of what TJ can do, TJ can get a glove right now. There is a glove on Mimic Cave, which was at the Dark Sanctuary. So they have the hammer. They could go find that glove. But yeah, it's still the boots to get, or go through Spiral Cave to get to Race Game to get the boots. Use those boots to get into Mire to find your hookshot, and then use the hookshot and hookshot cave to get you that Cane of Samaria.
Hey, half magic, that's nice. Not required, but nice. Something garbage, I think, Drosy. Well... Yeah, basically. Yes, it's all dungeons.
So yes, all dungeons, in case anybody's unaware at this point, means you must do all 7 crystals, all 3 pendants, Aga 1 and Aga 2 before you can kill Ganon.
Oh, I was gonna say, that better not be the big key of GT. Oh my, that would have been funny.
So we're out of GT for now. We'll have to come back once we get that big key. Luckily, we haven't found the powder yet, so there's no real need to worry about that drop down.
Also, something to note, that's not extremely relevant right now, but if you get 1.0 and die in that 1.0, you actually hard luck. Just, if anybody ever gets 1.0'd and is suddenly crashed, you know what happened.
So here we go with Hammer Moth. Nice first 2 hits there.
By the way, if you get super speed in this room, like activate like spin speed or hook speed, you can actually get the hammer hitbox extended to the sword hitbox.
But very nicely done by Ramond for their 3rd crystal of this race. I wonder if we might see a play to finish Mire soon, just to kind of see if maybe, hey, do we have 4 crystals? Can we check GT? Because there's still a few items we really need. We still need that Ether Medallion. That's the big one right now.
Yeah, that is very necessary. So, we'll see where it is.
But instead, we're actually going to get I think this is going to be a check of the back of Skull Woods.
Quite possibly. Also, I think there's a buzz thing in there. Yep, alright.
And this is very smart routing. It's easier to navigate light Lost Woods than it is to navigate the Dark World version. And also, Ramond does remember, hey, I got that Skull Woods big key, and that's where the entrance is for it. So
Yeah,
very
and
heads up routing throughout. And there's the powder.
powder.
So
Has to kill Aga 2 to turn that in though. Also, hi Swamp. How you doing? Tempered Sword. Oh, okay, that's certainly not something I'd complain about.
no, that'll be very appreciated for the rest of the seed. You know, whenever you talk to runners, the first thing you'll usually hear is, "Hey, that upgrade from Master Sword to Temper Sword, it's the most important one you find in a race."
Yep. Oh, I mean, until you have that case where you go to GT with a fighter sword and don't find a sword in there.
Yeah, when you're in GT with only Fighter Sword, that is that's worrying.
You know, I saw a race of that once, and I think the sword ended up in Escape.
Yeah, we didn't have we did have a sword to start for this race, so we knew we weren't dealing with vanilla swords based on what we found so far. So, but I think we're gonna see probably I would assume we're gonna see Diver down here to get through
Most
Swamp
likely.
House.
So, as far as keys, we need a Turtle Rock big key, a GT big key. I think that's it. Actually, we might need another Turtle Rock small key, too.
Yeah, I think we need two Turtle Rock small keys because the entrances we currently have to Turtle Rock only put us on the big chest, the eye room, and the front entrance. We did not actually find Laser Bridge, so we would need 2 keys right now. Or
Okay.
the other option is we do steal the Pokey key, so then we could get away with 1.
Yeah. This is a good place where it would be good to know how to do the Samaria trick. You place a Samaria, you get to the bottom, you walk a little, and then you dash turn up. And if you do it correctly, you will end up going up the stairs and through the orange blocks. Oh lord. He's not really going for this, is he? Yeah, no. Didn't think so. $10 arrows and 5 rupees on the side swap. Don't mind the water skaters just doing a little bit of EG shenanigans there.
Yeah, a lot of enemies outside of their natural environments, and even inside their natural environments, will find ways to do anything they want.
And gets the second diver down as well. Nothing good yet in here except for the tempered sword, which is nice, but it doesn't open anything.
Although at the same time, this will be our green pendant, so maybe we'll see a Sahasrahla turn in soon as well.
Yeah, we did find Sahasrahla earlier. Water skaters, I think you ended up on the wrong layer. Not enough keys, I guess? Wants to conserve keys?
Yeah, I'm not sure because TJ does still have 2 small keys for Pod, so if they're saving 1 for Helmasaur, they could check Dark Maze.
true. Alright, let's see what is here. Big key. GT Big Key's on Argus.
So we did get a very important prize in this dungeon. Nothing else in this whole one, but we did find something really good.
I mean, I'm not sure I'd call tempered nothing.
Okay, required finds.
Small Tiahara. Man, this just hurts for TJ though. Red Rupee. Yeah, Red Rupee on Saha, but we did get the GT Big Key, which is very, very necessary.
Yes, we did get a ped check a lot earlier in this race. There was nothing. I think it was it a compass or a map?
Yeah, piece of heart, I think. But it was garbage anyway, so. Let's see what's here in Turtle Rock. I don't think we've seen the front yet.
No, this will be our first dip, as Ramond is our only runner to have found that Cane of Samaria right now. So, you know, all these checks have been out of reach. Anybody who's kind of missed some things going on, the Cane of Samaria is locked in Hookshot Cave, and the Hookshot is locked in Mire. So we need, for TJ, needs to go to Race Game. Right side Race Game is Spiral Cave, so they need to go down Spiral Cave. Go to the other end to find their boots in the Race Game, then head into Mire to find the Hookshot. And there's our first medallion.
The wrong medallion. Yeah, wrong medallion. But nice try, game.
So yes, to any of our viewers who kind of haven't done entrance rando, you know, this can be a lot to take in as a mode. At first, it's very daunting. This really is a mode that requires smart tracking throughout. You know, the better you can kind of keep everything straight, you know, have notes, have a tracker of the entrances, just so you can kind of see what's happening, the better off you'll be throughout these kinds of modes.
Indeed. And knowing how simple shuffle works versus cross shuffle works is also important, as TJ is unfortunately showing us. I don't know that he even remembers he didn't check the connector at this point.
Yeah, there's two very important checks that TJ needs to go back to. One of those is that Dark Sanctuary. But there we go. We have Eastern Palace on Ramond's side. We do have the big key. We do have the bow. So this will be a full clear.
Yep.
But yeah, so Dark Sanctuary is our glove in Mimic Cave. So TJ does have the hammer to get through it. And then also
TJ. Let's all think Race Game really hard at him. Oh no. This is not Race Game. Okay. Hey, Bombos. Still the wrong medallion.
Bombos medallion would be nice for the back of Eastern. That dark room to get to Armos is definitely one of those rooms, and also the room before Armos have a lot of enemies, so Bombos can make very quick work of those two rooms. So we might see a Bombos play there.
Yep.
And yes, given what we know, Ice Palace will be inside of Mire.
Yep. So this has been a thing. So have we figured out yet what's gonna be in the GT entrance?
I believe it will be Laser Bridge.
Well, it could be.
I think that's the only other entrance we haven't found yet for a dungeon.
Yeah, seems right. Oh, nice spin speed there. There's a lot of places where you can get spin speed and don't even think about it.
Yeah, I think one of my favorites is actually a Spike Cave.
Oh, Lord. This is a room.
So yeah, usually you're used to seeing all those enemies be killable. One of the rules for Enemizer is you only have to be able to kill the stuff you need to kill. So, you know, in a room where you're getting a key, as long as that enemy is killable, you're okay. In other rooms, you know, where you have to kill all the enemies, same kind of deal.
Yep. Oh, Lord. This is a room as well. Alright, there we go.
You know, we have red mail and 14 hearts, so very easy job through there as Ramond sets up for their version of the Armos Quick Kill.
And gets it. That was a very
That's
interesting
definitely not
Armos quick kill.
Definitely not a version I am used to seeing, but I love seeing variants on that quick kill, so that was a very cool one to put a show on for everybody.
I mean, the thing did not go red, so it was a quick kill, technically. Just not the traditional variant. Looks like Ramond going back to Thieves Town.
Understandable play here, you know, we never found that Thieves Town small key, but I think we're just Ether Medallion from Go mode, so might as well just, you know, do whatever else we can and hope to find it. Oh, right, sorry. Raylan's correct, we do need that TR big as well, so we are 2 items away.
So, Turtle Rock is a crystal, looks like, and Ice Palace is a pendant. Which means Mire is a crystal. So, pendant, crystal, crystal for the last 3.
So, and to anybody who, you know, remarked, an hour ago, we had very little in terms of items. This is that point where the seed is pretty much unraveled. We know where mostly everything is. There's not a lot we can, you know, we need to check. We're maybe a couple items from Go mode. So our runner, or in this case, at least Ramond, can say, okay, I'm going to just start clearing. You know, I'm going to go back to dungeons. I'm going to get the crystal or the pendant and check every chest I can, but rather than trying to check more entrances, I should focus my time on the dungeons and just clear one after the other. And that's why you're just seeing such a quick climb in the number of completed dungeons that Ramond has.
Yep. Unfortunately, TJ, I mean, it's not over till it's over, but man, he's got an uphill battle to catch up. So
we are getting the blind fight over on Ramon's side.
yep.
Expecting this will probably be on script. So far, so good. Usually, if we get through the first two phases, then after that, it's not really it's a formality. But yeah, perfect blind script there from Ramond.
Beautiful. So we just need Ether and we're in go mode and the Turtle Rock Big Key, yeah. So oh boy. This is a thing. You know, we can go back to GT. Oh gosh, what if the GT Big Chest has something?
Yeah, that's not going to be a fun location to get back to, unfortunately. Oh, we are going to get a check of that 4 crystal entrance. We did believe that to be laser bridge. Let's get that confirmation. And there it is, laser bridge.
Yep, 50 rupees. Bombs. Bombs. And Ether. Okay, so, yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, bridges unfortunately are always the biggest worry when you get into these enemizer seeds. Very easy to kind of walk into a room and find, oh, a very thin bridge has a spike on it.
Yep. And nothing here in Crystal Roller. So, you
that
know,
does mean we do have full clear of Ice Palace and the finish on GT and Meyer. I think at this point, you know, it's very reasonable to assume we're going to see Ice and Meyer clears before possibly the GT climb, just to try to, you know, get that missing TR big.
yes, laser skips I do believe are in logic in advanced.
Yes, as part of as part of the advanced logic, being able to get by that without an invincibility item or the mirror shield is now in logic. So as we go through Ice Palace here, we will be seeing the Icebreaker. So that's another one of it's kind of a sib.
Silvers.
Okay, well that's good to find before we get down to Meyer. But yeah, so this is kind of a sibling skip to the Diver Down. They were pretty much discovered at the same time. So we just need that Cane of Samaria, and we'll be able to use that door extension to get through, and very quickly done. You know, we are really seeing the talent here of Ramond, the experience on their side to just, you know, rip through these dungeons.
Icebreaker's a thing. Like, I like it, but I still don't think it should be considered minor. Like, it's a door extension glitch. Door glitches are generally banned even in major glitches runs.
So still haven't found our TR big key, but I do wonder if we might. So I'm curious to see if we're gonna see Ice Tea Room or just go for Cold Stare. It does look like we will be seeing a check of Ice Tea Room though, which I think is a good idea at this point. You know, we're down to just that one item.
You know, y'all, I think that TJ's honestly forgotten he never checked Spiral, the other end of Spiral. I really do.
I think part of this, you know, I'm not too familiar with TJ's race experience. But one of the things, especially if you're not used to doing entrance rando, is, you know, the note-taking side of this mode is very important. You know, one of the things you might find is, hey, I found Sahasrahla, and you don't write it down because you go, hey, I got the 3 items out of the back Sahasrahla. But then you find the green pendant and you're like, oh crud, where was Sahasrahla? And so this is kind of one of the worries of this mode, is if you're not taking very, very intense notes, it's very easy to kind of get lost on getting your way back to those entrances you had to skip.
True. Though I'm starting to wonder if he didn't realize that boots were there, or if it was a mismark or something, because if he knows simple logic... and I know that TJ, he's not a newbie. He's not new. He's been around for a while. Not sure how familiar he is with entrance, but he's been around a while.
Yeah, entrance is definitely one of those modes that is intimidating for a good portion of time. It's one of those, you know, you look at that mode and you go, do I want to spend 3 hours doing a race? You know, am I ready to have all that extra going on? Yeah, I don't know if this is just a question of simple versus crossed or full entrance. Like, this could just be a matter of how much entrance does somebody do, because very common entrance mode practices for a lot of runners is, you know, having some kind of entrance tracker and writing down and, you know, clicking a lot just to kind of go, this is what I've done, this is where I need to return to, and just have that in mind throughout. But it looks like TJ is heading back towards race game. Maybe this could be that moment. There we go. TJ is back to Spiral Cave, so it looks like they're going to go through and be able to get those boots.
Yep. I think it's going to be too little too late, though. At this point, he's so far behind, unless something catastrophic happens to Ramond, like, you know. Yeah,
and this is an interesting play from Ramond here. Going for the GT big chest, given how far, like, how little, they're 1 item from go mode, and we're still seeing a play to this big chest. I don't know if it's a play I would make. I would probably have made the GT climb and kind of still last location the big chest. But, you know, it's a choice. But not a hugely long one, you know, very efficient movement throughout all of these GT rooms. Yeah, our only other options really at this point, I think we've got... So once we finish the top of GT, we will get access to the Magic Bat. And so I would expect, you know, if we don't find that TR key, we'll have a drop in to see the Magic Bat real quick, because we do have powder at this point.
So I love medallion usage in the Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, very heads-up moves, you know, with those medallions, realizing, hey, Aether's going to do all these things to help me. Not many spikes, just a lot of enemies there in the switch room. Yeah, we do have that Swamp Palace big chest. I don't think there's a lot of things we haven't checked at this point. Between the two runners, we've seen a lot of our options. In terms of TR itself, from both ends, I think the only thing we haven't seen doesn't matter anyway in TR, because we haven't seen the big chest or Trinex, so that won't matter. The dungeons themselves, we've seen everything of Eastern, Desert, Hera, maybe not a couple in Pod. I think we might not have checked the big key chest in the Harmless Hellway at this point. Swamp Palace, yes, just the big chest. We've seen all of Skull Woods. We still haven't seen the Thieves' big chest just because we don't have the small key. We've seen all of Ice. We are missing Vitreous in Mire. But yeah, we've pretty much seen everything at this point.
I'm just going to point out that Harmless Hellway and Vanilla Big Key Chest are not in logic right now. Those, as well as Helma, all logically require 6 keys, except for in very interesting circumstances that we shall not speak of.
Yeah, I think at this point, if we don't find that big key in any of these locations in terms of the path of clearing GT, clearing Mire, and checking Magic Bat, we might see some save scums in Pod for that last key. Because Ramond does have 5 Pod Smalls. Unfortunately, did already use one on the front door, so we'll have to save scum if they check one and it's not the big key that they need. Unfortunately, that Fireball is, not in a great position and is bullying Ramond here. Might have to pick up that magic. Yep.
Hey, Thieves Town small key. There's our logical Thieves Town clear.
And that was our last pod key, so both of those dungeons are full clearable. That does open up 2 more logical spots for the TR big key.
Yep. But we're gonna see what the final chest of GT has. Who knows? Maybe it's something good. Again, with the very creepy one-eyed Moldorm.
Ramond playing it a little safe, popping that blue potion. At this point, they're on red mail, 16 hearts. They've got silver arrows. They've got half magic.
Hey, it's
Ganon
vanilla.
will be a very straight. So Moldorm 2, once again, not giving us the answer, but we did get at least 2 very valuable keys at the top of GT. Nice cape usage here in this final room before Aga 2. We got the Geometry Wizard.
That opens the big Thieves Town big chest, though, too.
Yeah, so we do have Pod big key chest, we do have Harmless Hellway, and we do have Thieves Town big chest as all options now.
Yep. Oh, and Magic Bat.
Yep, so we're about to get that Magic Bat opened up, so I assume Ramond will drop in for Magic Bat, just to find out maybe it's there. But I think the first thing after that will be a check of Mire. Just take out Vitreous. And that will be a very quick fight given the silver arrows.
Yep. Alright, let's see. What does Magic Bat have as a curse today? It is a curse of a small key to Turtle Rock. Okay, I guess. Not really needed at this point, but okay.
The only thing I'd say there is Ramon hasn't checked the mid portion of TR. No check of Lava Island and no check of, I believe, Chain Chomp Room.
Oh goodness, TJ, please.
Yeah, I think, I'm not sure if TJ did check the sign, so that might be why that check was made. And yeah, here is that Meyer play for Ramon. So.
No reason not to.
Exactly. We have to clear it. It's one item, and definitely preferable to dipping back into any of our other dungeons for a single check or two.
Yeah. Plus,
And
like
really,
you said, we have to anyway.
Yeah, and at this point, I would think that if we don't find it off of Vitreous, Ramon could easily mirror back into pod. That was a vanilla pod entrance, and check our last two spots there.
Oh, nice ether usage there. Heads up, play with that. Yep, need big key for that, TJ. Oof.
But very, very strong play here from Ramon going through Meyer. Just, very textbook.
Yes, TJ, that is a one-way entrance. And also, actually, it might not even be one way. I don't think that's an entrance at all in,
Yeah, in inverted, I believe that is actually disabled as an entrance.
Yeah, and just big eyeball left. Come on, eye. Thank you.
Very nice silvers there through Vitreous.
Oh, it's a Houlihan room exit.
Ah,
in inverted.
Okay. Now, while TJ has headed into Ice Palace, unfortunately no glove, no Cane of Samaria, so this is not a clearable dungeon, as well as we'll have to use the old school Ice Palace bomb jump to get through. Oh wow, I didn't realize Ramon had a lot to clear still here in pod. Not only do we have the Hellway and the big key chest, Ramon didn't check, I guess, the Dark Maze either.
Yeah, it's looking that way. Alright, so let's see. Berna, okay, that's nice, but not exactly what we were looking for. Alright, so, didn't you say earlier we found the mushroom somewhere?
Yeah, mushroom was in Lava Island or Chain Chomp room of TR. And we did see TJ turn that in and find out what it was.
Okay, so it was nothing of importance.
Correct.
Small key of Turtle Rock, that's the wrong size key. Okay, so Thieves Town Big Chest?
That or Swamp. I think those are our only two real options here at this point.
I would go Swamp Big Chest first, that's easier to get to. goodness. I'm pretty sure we checked lava chest.
Yeah, TJ and Ramon have checked opposite portions of TR at this point.
We have indeed checked lava chest. Yeah, Tower Hera coffee break as well. Thank you, Drossi.
I thought we had seen one of our runners check coffee break, but I could be wrong.
I think you're remembering the GT tile room.
Possibly. We have seen a lot of rooms, and I don't know if we've actually checked all the entrances. You're right.
King's Tomb entrance.
Yeah, we might have skipped King's Tomb.
Goodness, goodness, goodness. What is this madness? Pyramid Fairy, too.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to think of what item entrances we've missed so far and could actually benefit from.
Have we actually seen King's Tomb?
I thought we saw the actual. I thought we saw actual King's Tomb at one point.
I don't remember that.
We did. We've seen Zora. We've seen Quakefish.
There is so much track of an entrance.
I don't think we've seen Spike Cave actually.
No, we haven't. You're absolutely right. Hey, Mushroom, how you doing? Also, I love doing the bomb jump in that room, though. I'm not sure how well that'd work with the thing there. We found Spike Cave? Where was it?
Fortunately, that's one I don't have written down off the on my stuff right now.
Drossy's saying it was pretty early.
And here's that King's Tomb check.
Nothing.
Yes, that is the one entrance in entrance random or inverted that is actually locked behind the mitts here. So we got it. It wasn't anything.
Hello? TJ?
Very heads up movement by Ramon here, realizing, you know, where do I need to go? How do I get to these entrances quicker? And actually, oh yeah, we haven't checked the Ice Rod Cave area.
Oh, there it is! Alright, that's go mode.
I forget what the mushroom was, to be honest, but it wasn't really anything to kind of send us on our way.
And, at this point, Ramon just needs to kill Trinex and go kill Ganon. Oh no, TJ, please. Alright, and that's Trinex dead.
Very, very nice kill there on Trinex. And that will be the final dungeon. Ramon does have all 7 crystals, all 3 pendants, Aga 1 and Aga 2, and just needs to go kill Ganon, which was at the Magic Bat spot.
so let's go kill Ganon. Where was Ganon again?
Magic Bat.
Oh, that's easy enough.
Our go mode today was the TR Big Key, actually. We had Ice Rod for a decent amount of time. Our last two items were Ether Medallion and TR Big. So yeah, if anybody missed this race, it was inverted, simple entrance shuffle, basic enemy shuffle, full key sanity, all dungeons.
Yup. And time for Tempered Sword Silver's Ganon.
And it looks like we're going to get a very clean 1-1 through phases 1 and 2. Already on to phase 3, so this is just about just burning bombs.
Oh no, Silver's my one true weakness. Careful. Thank you. GG's.
Yeah, that was a very, very smooth triple to finish off Ganon.
With a time of 2:17:19. He will be joining us for a short interview, so let's see if he's in here yet.
Yeah, and unfortunately, as I'm sure everybody's aware, TJ did actually forfeit pretty much immediately after Ramond did hit. They were done. Not a mode, it appears, just based on some reading of the chat going on. Not a fan of this mode. Entrance in particular, so understandable. But we are now joined by Ramond. GG's.
Hi, GG, thanks.
So that was quite a seed to have rolled.
Yeah, it was slightly crazy only.
So
the thing is...
go ahead, sorry.
No problem. When the seed started, I was like, oh my god, it's entrance, that's great. I mean, in the beginning you can actually see whether it's inverted or not, so I knew it was inverted from the start.
Right.
And I usually don't play inverted a lot. But then I saw, okay, it's entrance, and I actually almost exclusively play entrance, so I thought, yeah, that's actually might be a pretty good seed. Then I realized, okay, we have wild compasses, so it must be probably full key sanity due to the weights. So I thought, hey, that's basically inverted cross keys, more or less. And only slightly later did I realize it was actually just a simple shuffle, which I'm a bit less familiar with, but I still know I approximately know the grouping rules, so I was still not too bumped out about it, more or less. But yeah,
the experience definitely showed, even without kind of the simple shuffle like experience, as you're saying. Pretty much start like the I would say early on for about the first hour pretty close. But I think the big dividing factor became those boots. You recognizing the simple shuffle by then and realizing follow Spiral Cave to go get my boots was a huge factor.
okay,
Especially given what Hookshot, Cane of Samaria, and whatever else was all locked behind that. So
right, yeah. I didn't think about that at all. I mean, I knew that the Spiral Cave connector would take me to the maze race, of course, but I didn't even check it before. I think it was just lucky.
yeah,
I think I only dipped it blind because I thought you're gonna have to dip Spiral Cave anyway at some point, so just do it.
So I think we saw just about every entrance, though, or every item in this seed, or every location in this seed. There were very few left. I think even on your end, there might have been 2 big chests left?
Yeah, I was so worried about Thieves' Town and Swamp Big Chest. The order I did things in, they forced me basically to skip those checks. And I think item-wise, I think we haven't seen, or at least I haven't seen, the King's Tomb item cave. But other than that, I think we've seen everything.
Thought we might have, but I'm not entirely sure at this point. I tried to keep track of what we did and didn't, but I might have missed it, to be honest.
Yeah, so on my entrance tracker, there's like one single item cave remaining, and I think it should be King's Tomb. I don't believe I saw that one. Yeah,
That could have been at Ice Rod Cave, honest, or the Ice Rod area, because you checked the Ice Rod Cave and there it was.
yeah, that was really, oh my god. Yeah, that was just really funny in the end, just finding that big key like easily accessible. I mean, I could have gone to Ice Rod Cave area all the time actually. I was just waiting for a good point in time to route it in, but I actually knew there were like not many overworld item caves left, so I thought these checks actually don't have a lot of value, so I rushed the dungeons first.
Oh, completely understood. I mean, you're in an entrance shuffle and you have the ability to clear dungeons, you clear dungeons. So no, that is definitely the meta for this mode, so no disagreement there. So was this this is the first game of this week for your team?
Yes, it is. The other one is on Saturday, I believe.
Okay. Math Girl, did you have some questions as well, or?
Great, very good race. Maybe I'll restream your next one too. Is it gonna be you and TJ racing again, or is it other team members?
No, it has to be different runners actually. So Death King 2 is going to play from our team, and I think Killer App is going to be the opponent.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, it will be. Mystery is always fun, mostly, except when it isn't.
I was gonna say, I think of the races we've had streamed so far in the Open League, I think this is the most complex we've seen. I don't know if you were watching yesterday. We had 2 sub-hour races, and then we had another Triforce hunt earlier today. So yes, this has actually been the first truly long seed of the week for Restream.
Yeah, definitely. It was. Yeah, this Enemizer. I mean, I like Enemizer usually, but the early game was really kind of a bit tough, like with no hearts, and I don't know. There were some trolly enemy placements, like some slight. So that definitely, I had to like run around a lot in a dark world in the beginning, still, just because. Yeah, it was so easy to die actually at the various spots. And then I actually forgot that I could access the Ice Palace entrance. I actually thought that the pod entrance had to be Agatawa. And I was a bit surprised to see pod in there, but then while being in pod, I realized, okay, Ice Palace is open as well, so that needs to be Agatawa.
Well, that worked out great considering you had both Castle Tower keys by the time you reached it.
Yeah. But yeah, Enemizer can sometimes be a bit trolly. There was like a lot of overworld walking actually in the beginning, but after getting boots and the glove, then it was better.
Yeah, Dark and Light Lake Hylia are not always 2 spots that are forgiving in low health situations.
Yeah.
All right. Well, GG's.
All right. Thank you, and I want to thank you also for doing the restream, for the commentary, for tracking, and also to my opponent TjMaelstrom for, as he said, he doesn't really like to play entrance, but still kudos to him that he like stuck this through, that he still tried to put up a race, and yeah.
Yeah, no, that was a good effort for sure on TJ's side as well. A great race. Please make sure to follow both of our runners, Ramond and TjMaelstrom, as well. You know, give some shout outs to our restreamer was Math Girl, as well as my co-com, and then our tracker was Drawsy today. So big shout outs to everybody helping out here with the Open League.
And I'm gonna pull up the schedule here as soon as we see the end.
So yeah, 191 out of 216. There was not a lot left. Oof. But yeah. yeah, there's the schedule for both the Invitational and the Open Leagues coming up. As you see, there are a lot of races for the rest of this week. I believe, yeah, we do have a race tonight on ALTTPR League. And then in terms of the Invitational League, we also have a couple of races tonight there. We have some races there as well. So a lot of rando options for you in terms of the mystery week.
Yep. I will see you later tonight. I will be the restreamer for that one, so tune in at 8 o'clock to watch that match. Have a great night, everybody.